Welcome back to Cityline. Workforce Central has partnered with Tacoma Power and other sponsors to bring high school students an opportunity to get up close and personal with occupations in the skilled trades. And so they're going to be having a Pierce County Career Day for high school students, and hopefully your high school's registered because they're at capacity for the students who are going to be attending. But welcome to Brandon Conis. You're here to talk about that event. Glad to have you. Willie Howard from Tacoma Power, longtime electrician. Yes, thank you very much. And Amanda Eldridge, who's a student at Rogers High School. Thank you, Amanda, for being here. Brandon, you want to start out talking about how did this all get started, the Career Day idea, and what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, thank you. This is the 7th year that we're having this Career Day, and it was birthed out of an idea with the Pierce County Construction Partnership and Workforce Central to provide students an opportunity to learn about those skills and trades that aren't necessarily from a 4-year program. A lot of our committees say this is the original 4-year degree, the apprenticeship programs.
Oh.
Yeah, and so the industry realized that there's going to be a shortage in the pipeline of workers, and so they wanted to give students an experience to say, hey, these are some occupations, some industries, these are the things that we do. We would love to have you join the workforce when you graduate high school.
So when is the big Career Day happening, and what do you still need from the community to help make it successful?
This year, it's next Thursday, November 13th at the Washington State Fairgrounds in the Showplex Center, and we could definitely use some more exhibitors. If a business that's in the construction or utilities, trade, transportation, aerospace, manufacturing industries, if they'd love to come out and give a hands-on demonstration or provide information to the high school students about what is taking place in their industry, we'd love to have them, and we're also looking for some volunteers as well to come help us out, handing out backpacks, scones.
Oh, you know that they're just biscuits and jelly. You know, where I came from, those were biscuits and jelly, but now we call them scones.
Yep, up here in the Northwest, they are Fisher scones.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, definitely can use some help. And this year we're also allowing some transitioning service members and veterans to be a part.
Oh, good.
And so if companies are targeting that population, we'd love to have them come be a part, talk to the high school students, and then also talk to the service members about occupations or opportunities they have in their industry.
Yeah, we were just at the big JBLM Transition Summit. Yeah. Lots of veterans who are going to be looking for new opportunities, and the skilled trades is one big opportunity. Willie, you've had a 30-year career in the trades, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how you entered the trades and why you think we want to make sure high school students know what's possible there.
Well, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a basketball player.
Well, you're tall enough.
And, you know, that didn't work out. So I decided I wanted to become a school teacher. So I started, you know, I taught 2 years in high school, and I wasn't making any money. And I decided, hey, let's do something different. And I went out to Dallas, and I joined an apprenticeship program. And here I am, some 20-some years later.
And you are a journeyman electrician, lineman with Tacoma Power. So
yes,
what exactly do linemen do for folks who don't know?
We restore service. When the storms hit, we're out there putting power back, putting the lines back, poles, and helping the community out.
That's some dangerous work.
It is.
You do.
Yes, it is.
I think a lot of people may be surprised at how much science and math also go into some of the skilled trades. It may look like it's simply physical labor, but there's some pretty intelligent people out there doing that work.
Yes. You know, you have to have an electrical background. You can, you know, students that are in high school right now, they can take an electrical course that will really help them get into the program.
So how old do you have to be? Is Amanda old enough to be an apprentice?
You have to be.
What do you have to go through to be
an apprentice? You
have to
be a graduate of a high school.
Oh,
you have to have a high school degree.
All right, so Amanda, why are you going to the Career Day? Do you want to be a line person?
Well, maybe not a line person, but I'm really looking into mechanical engineering. And so I really want to look at the practical side of things, talk to people, and really see, it's like, okay, what do you do? Do you talk to engineers? What do you do in relation to the projects that engineers are working on? What skills do you have? What are you looking for people who want to work with your company? Just things of that nature. So just getting a better idea of what's going on in the area.
Well, now, so are you hoping that a lot of apprenticeship program that folks come with information about these various apprenticeship programs too? Are they part of your vendor group?
Yep. We have several apprenticeship programs, from the masons to the cement workers. We have carpentry programs. The Northwest Laborers training is coming as well. They're a big part of our planning committee. Peter Lamont with the laborers, he's a great support. So yeah, and we could still use some more apprenticeship programs that are not there yet. We'd love to have them come be a part.
So you have all of the high schools registered. They're going to be part of the audience that day, but what you need is companies, right? Volunteers, what else?
Yep, we have over 2,300 high school students already registered. Their teachers and counselors take care of that aspect. And so yeah, we have 99 exhibitors right now. That's from the different companies, some of the schools that are out there, but we would love to have even more to fill up the Showplex Center. We have exhibitors inside the Showplex, and then we have equipment outside. So if there's a construction company that would like to donate the use of time with one of their pieces of equipment for students to get on under the supervision of an operating engineer, but to get on and to experience what it's like to use that piece of equipment, we would definitely love to have that time.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be fun. I hope you don't have weather like what we have today, but that's your reality, right, Willie, is to work. You work in bad weather most of the time?
Most of the time.
So what would you recommend to a high school student like Amanda if they really wanted to be prepared to do the kind of work that you do or other work at Tacoma Power? You obviously went through high school, maybe you went to college.
Yes.
So people who are in other professions might also make a lateral move too.
First thing I would say to Amanda is stay drug free, and we had this conversation backstage. And another thing is take the basic electricity class that'll help you get in, and continue to call different places. Stay active, and those people give you information that'll help you get into the program.
Now, how does it work? Did you go through a union hall to get your job at Tacoma Power, or did you just go straight to Tacoma Power? I
went to a utility back in Texas, but here in Tacoma, what a high school student needs to do is they put the posting up, and they fill out the application, and then they have to be selected. And once they're selected, they do an elimination process. And if you're selected, then it's like a 3.5-year program.
For the apprenticeship program.
For the apprenticeship, yes.
And so would Amanda come out an apprentice electrician? What would she be after she finished the program?
She'd become a journeyman lineman, journeyman wireman, journeyman meter person.
Ooh.
We got 3 or 4 different
What do you think,
avenues,
Amanda? What are your aspirations? Any of those sound good to you?
Oh, they might. I think part of Career Day is just talking to people and just really getting a better idea about what you want to do. I think that after kids go to Career Day, they really get a better perspective on things. It's like, wow, this could be a really neat career for me. And just talking with people, like real life people, not just like looking things up on the internet, and talking to people. It's like, and they can see how that affected their life, and just really getting a better idea about what their life may have in store.
Especially for folks, let's say for transitioning veterans also. High school students is one population, but transitioning veterans who maybe are coming out of military fields that don't quite translate. It seems like some of the skilled trades might be a perfect transitional move for some of them to make. You think so?
Yeah, I definitely would think so, because like Willie was saying, when you get into an apprenticeship program, it's not like you're just going to school, you have to live off loans and things like that. But when you get in, you actually are going to work at least 40 hours a week, and then with TPU and their apprenticeship program, you do class, as Willie told me, 1 evening a week. So you're getting that book knowledge, but you're getting that majority of hands-on training, earning a wage at the same time, so you can support your family.
So you're being paid. Yes. I'm not going to ask Willie how much money he makes, but we know that it's called long dollarini. That's what you get, long dollar, when you've been doing it for a long time. Because people may perceive some of the skilled trades to not be high-paying jobs, but in fact they tend to be very high-paying jobs.
Oh yeah, the average apprentice, if I'm not mistaken, They start out, depending on the trade, they can start out at an average of $19 an hour, and then the average journeyman starts at $35 an hour. So depending on how long your training is, that 2 to 4 year training, you have your step increases every 6 months. So by the time
I remember step increases.
Yeah, so every college student wants to end up out of college with $35 an hour job. Well, apprenticeship program, when you're done with your training, you got paid the whole time, but you got your $35 an hour job.
Wow. So what does that sound like, Amanda?
That sounds pretty great. Is what that sounds like.
I know that you could do, there's probably a lot you could do with $35 an hour. Huh? Forget the $15 minimum wage.
I think that's
Go
a
for the
misconception.
35.
I think a lot of high school students don't know that. And so when they go to something like Career Day, it's kind of an eye-opening experience. It's like, wow, this could be practical. Like, I could have a living wage off of construction work.
Because everybody will not go to college first the way Willie did. Some may, but even if you do go to college, nowadays, not everybody can come out making $35 an hour.
Yep.
Or even $15 an hour in some cases. So I want to make sure we refresh everyone's memory in this last minute or so. Tell them when and where to be and what you need one more time to make sure it's a success, and any sponsors you want to acknowledge.
Well, so Pierce County Career Day is happening next Thursday, November 13th at the Washington State Fairgrounds. We want exhibitors to be set up by 7 a.m. The students start coming in at 8, so we'd love to have some more exhibitors that are focused on the construction, manufacturing, utility, trade industries. We'd love to have some more volunteers. We have 2 shifts. You can either be all day from 7 to 1:30, or from 7 to 11, or 10:30 to 2 to help out with handing out backpack scones, assisting exhibitors.
I can come help you eat the scones.
Hey, we would love to have that. Love to have that.
The biscuits and jelly.
The biscuits and jelly. There we go. And then
Okay.
some of our sponsors I'd like to thank. First of all, the Pierce County Construction Partnership and Workforce Central. Thank them. Our presenting sponsor, Willasset, and then our elite sponsors, Tacoma Public Utilities, the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, Washington Building and Construction Trades Council, the Kamloops Commerce. I would like to thank all of those partners for making Career Day such a huge possibility.
And thank you very much for coming on Cityline to tell people about it. Good to see you, Willie. Amanda, hope you enjoy, and come out with that $35 job. Maybe buy me lunch when you get it. And we'll be back. We're going to clear up some myths about Ebola with the Tacoma Pierce County Health Department, so stay right there.